Kansas City, the Red Sox make their third and final stop on this road trip, facing the Kansas City Royals at Kauffman Stadium in the first of 3 games. And as the Red Sox come to town, they are in a first-place tie with the Yankees in the American League East, and the Yankees are idle tonight. Hi, everybody. Great to have you with us in KC. I'm Dave O'Brien. My partner, of course, is Jerry Remy. Garen Austin joining us in just a couple of moments. And Remdog, it was a long night for the Red Sox last night, but a very fruitful one in Houston, taking 2 out of the 3 games. Not a rested team, but the pitcher tonight, Hector Velasquez, is well rested.
Yeah, and, you know, we don't know what to expect out of this guy. You know, he's a guy that they signed out of Mexico, played a long time, played a very good career down there. Red Sox took a chance on him. Now, we saw him pitch in Oakland. He made a start in Oakland, and it did not go very well for him. And quite frankly, I didn't think we'd ever see him again. But because of the injury the other night, he was able to come in the middle of the ball game and pitch very well. You see the numbers, 3 1/3 innings, only 1 hit allowed, no runs, had a couple of strikeouts. Maybe we'll get more of that tonight from him. But, you know, he's a guy that's not intimidated because he's pitched a long time in the Mexican League. It's now getting settled at the major league level. So hopefully that same success coming out of the bullpen translates into his start tonight.
And he came out a day early ahead of the Red Sox, who got in about 4 o'clock this morning, but he should have gotten plenty of sleep, ready to go here in Game 1 against the Royals. Xander Bogaerts was ready to go in Houston last night. First time in his career a multi-homer game. It was a launching pad for Xander. We'll see if that keeps up tonight here in Kansas City in Game 1. Brought to you by Toyota's website for deals, buyatoyota.com. Dunkin' Donuts, America runs on Dunkin'. Your New England Audi dealers in the 2018 Audi Q5. Plainridge Park Casino, 45 minutes from Boston. Lexus and the Lexus Strikes Out Hunger program. And by Southwest, yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. As you can see here in Kansas City, it's a beautiful night here for Game 1. Sox and the Royals. Time for us to go downstairs to Garen Austin. And Garen, Dustin Pedroia out of the lineup. Nasty situation. Hit by a pitch last night in Houston.
Well, Libby, the good news is that the x-rays were negative. Now, the bad news is that Pedroia will miss a few days. Pedroia spoke to reporters, and he said his back looks pretty gross, and that he was actually spitting up blood. Here's an update from John Farrell.
He's sore. He's got some swelling in the area, substantial swelling. He actually went through some further imaging here in Kansas City just to confirm the x-rays that were taken last night in Houston and have our doctors confer with our training staff. So there's no fractures. So it's still going to take a few days here for him to get back to full mobility and be able to rotate as he normally does, swinging the bat. He's going to need at least a couple days. So whether or not, you know, when we get to Wednesday's game, we'll kind of see where we are. And with the off day Thursday, all that'll be factored in. There's quite a bit of fluid buildup in the area. I think after we saw PD last night in the 9th inning, the way it was reacting and the quick swelling, you know, we were fearing the potential of a fracture in there. So thankfully there's not, and we'll get him back there when he's first available.
Pedroia was not the only one banged up last night. Mookie Betts was pretty beat up, and Mitch Moreland is still dealing with his toe issue. And John Farrell mentioned that the Thursday's off day could not come at a better time. When we come back, Hector Velasquez is on the mound. Dave O'Brien and Jerry Remy have the call.
Infinity, empower the drive. McDonald's any McCafe Bakery muffin with any size hot or iced coffee, just $1.99. Ford Trucks, built Ford Tough, the official truck of the Boston Red Sox. Franklin Sports, the official batting glove of Major League Baseball. And by Subaru of New England, supplying all-wheel drive vehicles with a passion for summer travels. Summer indeed. Temperatures in the mid-80s in KC. It's going to get a lot hotter the next couple of days. In fact, a day game on Wednesday to finish up the road trip. Very happy to be joined by Alex Spear of 108 Stitches and the Boston Globe. Great to see you again. Rather ironic, we're here in Kansas City, the home of Mike Moustakas, with all of this third base talk and about the possibility the Red Sox may be acquiring a third baseman. But by the way, the Royals are playing much better.
Yeah, it's a great point that you raised. Moustakas has obviously become this really fascinating character, particularly because not only are the Red Sox receiving poor production at the position, the Yankees continue to do the same. And their top prospect, who is thought of as a potential fill-in candidate, Gleyber Torres, has gone down for the season with the need for Tommy John surgery. So there's going to be immense interest in Moustakas, a free agent to be, if the Royals put him on the market. But they have to make a pretty pivotal decision about whether to keep this championship caliber core together for one last run this year, and this group is playing well enough to make that a hard decision right now.
You know, they just went 7-2 on a West Coast swing. Right before that, they were not playing terribly well, and they're in a really unique position. Their management, whether to dump 5 players who all have big contracts or will have big contracts, or to hold on to those guys right now.
It is so hard for a franchise to make that kind of decision. And again, there's an emotional investment in it for all of these guys, because this is the group that brought them the World Series just 2 years ago. So there's a belief in the possibility of what they might be able to accomplish. It is an agonizing decision for a franchise to have to decide on the present versus the future.
Red Sox love their shortstop, Xander Bogaerts, and it was right here where it kind of began to come to fruition for him, right in Kansas City.
I was thinking about this. I met Xander just about 5 years ago here because he was in his first All-Star Futures game in Kansas City. That was the first time he had the opportunity to show his talents on a major league field. He wasn't great that day. The next year was when he was really kind of one of the real stars of the Futures game, but it was interesting to see him hit 2 homers yesterday, because that's the kind of guy he was projected to be back then in the Futures game. Obviously, his career has evolved into a different but a very impressive way nonetheless.
Finally, reading your piece today about the throw that Christian Vazquez made in last night's game to end in an absolute laser beam. and the ball game was suddenly over. But he had been in a little bit of a throwing slump before that.
Yeah, 8 straight guys had successfully stolen bases against him prior to that, and it has been the case that he seemed a little bit mechanically out of whack. But then, obviously, coming through in that huge situation yesterday, you wonder if that's the sort of thing that'll allow him to find his stride again.
Outstanding throw there to end the ball game. Of course, Benintendi also had a terrific throw. I think somebody clocked it coming into home plate at 91 miles an hour.
That's a pretty good chuck. That's you're surprised that no one put the lefty on the mound at any point.
Right. Great to chat with you.
Good to see you, Dave.
Alex Beard joining us from 108 Stitches and the Boston Globe. It'll be the Red Sox with Benintendi making throws like that, perhaps taking on the Kansas City Royals here in game number 1 of 3. Sox trying to get into first place all by themselves tonight. The idle Yankees, of course, have lost 6 consecutive games. Beautiful night, Kansas City. Game 1 is right around the corner. Is sponsored by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. The Kansas City Royals in the home whites taking the field here on a very pretty night at Kauffman Stadium, one of the best baseball stadiums in the country. And here's a look at the Red Sox starting lineup, brought to you by Toyota's website for deals, buyatoyota.com. Mookie Betts will lead it off in right field with a dozen home runs. Benintendi in left with Bogarts at short, Mitch Moreland at first base. And the Ramirez, the designated hitter, Jackie Bradley in center. Josh Rutledge at second base with Pedroia out probably for the series. We shall see. Pablo Sandoval at third. And Christian Vasquez catches and bats ninth. He's up against the right-hander Jason Hamill, 3-6, an ERA at 5.05, 1-3 lifetime against the Red Sox.
The Royals defense has been the best in the American League. 23 errors on the season. Cuthbert will be at third base. Escobar the shortstop. Merrifield at second. And Hosmer the first baseman. In the outfield, Alex Gordon, Lorenzo Cain, and Jorge Bonifacio, Drew Butera doing the catching for Hamill.
Here are the umpires tonight, brought to you by Toyota's website for deals, buyatoyota.com. Eric Cooper behind the plate. Gary Cederstrom at first base. Gabe Morales at second, and Adrian Johnson, the umpire, at third. We're available. This telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your TV remote. SAP presented by Toyota. Visit Compra2Toyota.com to see Toyota deals not seen on TV.
Buenas noches, amigos.
And the weather tonight, very, very nice. Temperatures at 87 degrees, left to right with the wind at 5 miles per hour. Still all sorts of sunshine. Now, tomorrow it's supposed to warm up into the middle 90s, and by Wednesday afternoon, maybe in the high 90s, which will be getaway day for the Red Sox. Sox playing without Dustin Pedroia. Now, I will tell you this, as gruesome as the injury was last night, and a lot of the Red Sox personnel thought maybe his ribs were broken on that play, when he got onto the charter flight to head from Houston to Kansas City, he was in very good spirits.
Yeah, I had a chance to see him this afternoon in the Red Sox clubhouse, and I'll tell you, the size is like the size of a basketball on his back from being hit by that pitch last night. So I would be very, very surprised to see him in this series at all.
Red Sox play 3 and then have an off day, so that makes sense to hold him out and get him as close to 100% as he's going to be, but that's going to stick with him for a while. Mookie Betts to lead things off here against Hamill, a 6'6" right-hander. Strike one, and we are underway. Now back to the play last night where he got drilled. 2 consecutive Red Sox got hit, so he took umbrage at that. He was hopping mad, and the umpire warned both benches and both managers immediately.
Yeah, neither one of them were intentional. It's just it was frustration that built in on the part of Pedroia. It's like, throw the ball over the plate, for crying out loud.
Red Sox winning behind another performance by Craig Kimbrell to lock that one up, but Mookie Betts also got beaten and battered in that. He was hit by a pitch right before Pedroia, and then as he went sliding into second base on a pickoff attempt, once he got down to second, he got nailed on his elbow with the throw. So that was his throwing arm too. So he was in considerable pain last night. Able to shake that off and get right back in there tonight. 1-2 to the shortstop, Escobar. One man gone.
You're looking at Hamill tonight pitching against the Red Sox. He has not worked against the Red Sox team since 2013, so there's really no need to give his numbers against Red Sox team. This is all different.
Overall, his numbers are unimpressive. Again, 3-6, a 5.05 ERA. But he is coming off one of his best outings of the year Wednesday in San Francisco. 6 2/3, 1 run. He scattered 8 hits. And pitching much better in recent days. Here's Andrew Benintendi. Batting .272, 9 homers, and 39 driven in to lead the ball club.
That's about what you'll see right there. 92 on the fastball, little tail on it. He'll also throw a lot of sliders.
.93 to even the count at 1-1.
And doing what most teams have tried to do to Benintendi. The first time they see him, keep the ball away from him. Likes the ball middle in.
Ned Yost, the manager, his team is right on the doorstep of 500, 33 and 35. A couple of games under coming in. And a fly ball routinely lifted to Gordon, one of the better left fielders in the game today.
And what do you see right there? You see 3 pitches and none of them from the middle of the plate in. All 3 pitches to Benintendi away. The result, the fly ball to right field. Excuse me, left field for the out.
So bring up Xander Bogaerts at 318. Doubled his home run output last night with a pair in Houston. First time in Xander's career he's had more than 1 home run in a game. And Hamill's first one to him. In there for a strike. The Red Sox really feeling good about themselves after knocking off that Astro team, which had the best record in the majors going in, 2 out of 3.
And right now, John Farrell would desperately like to give Bogaerts a night off, but he can't with the injuries right now.
Xander last night 2 homers, 3 hits, 4 RBIs. talking to him after the ball game about the play that ended it. Vasquez throwing that dart down to second base as they sent Fisher with 2 down in the 9th and Kimbrel on the mound. Springer, the batter, with 18 home runs. They send a runner. Vasquez throws him out. Xander said, no, I was not surprised by the play.
No, you know, when you're facing a guy like Kimbrel right now, the way that he is pitching and the way that he's mowing down everybody, I mean, nothing's happening against him, right? You got to take chances that you normally wouldn't take. Now, you don't want to end the game, obviously, with being caught stealing at second base, but what are your odds of tracking 3 hits together against Kimbrel?
Exactly why the Astros ran him. Kimbrel, by the way, has been very good the few times they've attempted to steal against him. They're 0 for 3. Moreland on deck, just getting started here in Kansas City. Breaking ball. There's a base hit into left center.
Remember at the beginning of this road trip, he was having some troubles with the curveball and the off-speed pitches, and all of a sudden that's changed. He hit one out of the ballpark last night as he pulled it, and now he gets a breaking ball. It's not a good one. It stays inside, but still, Bogart's able to make that contact and pick up the base hit. Stay away from the 1-2-3 inning.
So it's Moreland now, 275, 9 home runs. He's driven in 37. Had a tough night last night in Texas. He went 0 for 4. He struck out 4 times. Two down and a runner on here in the first inning. And that one sliced into left field. Gordon is there. And that will retire the side. Red Sox got a hit, but strand a man. And it's Hector Velasquez heading to the hill in just a moment. Chevy dealers Merrifield, Bonifacio, and Kane go 1-2-3. Then it's Hosmer, Moustakas, and Cuthbert. Alcides Escobar, Alex Gordon, and Drew Butera. And facing the Red Sox starting pitcher, presented by New England Audi dealers, the right-hander Hector Velasquez. 1 win, 1 loss, a 6.48 ERA. Coming off his first career victory out of the bullpen in Philadelphia on Wednesday.
Under tough circumstances, too. Had to come into that game and warm up on the mound because of an injury to Johnson.
He had just been called up earlier that day. Whit Merrifield, first batter in, hitting .288 with 6 home runs. Is a former college teammate at South Carolina, Jackie Bradley. And like a lot of the Royals, he is swinging a hot bat coming in.
Yeah, you know, you look at their numbers and it's very deceiving. I mean, they're 15th in the league in runs scored, but yet over the last week and a half, they've been playing very good baseball.
This guy made his major league debut here against the Red Sox in Game 2 of a doubleheader in May of last year. And he got a hit in the second at bat off of David Price. David Price was the winner last night in the Red Sox victory in Houston.
2 strikes on the hitter Merrifield, and you see the center fielder Jackie Bradley really sliding over toward right field. You know, 2 strikes, you expect a more defensive swing, and you see outfielders moving in those situations. And you can see where he's playing right now. He was basically playing straight up till 2 strikes.
Chopper off third, foul. Jackie ought to know him. Back to their college days. Now, back in May, teams were lining up to pick the pieces of the Kansas City Royals. They got off to an awful start. And it looked like around now they'd be dealing off some parts, but no, they lost 9 in a row at the end of April and started out 12-21. They're very close to 500 all of a sudden. They have battled back, just went 7-2 on a West Coast trip.
Now, big series against the Angels for the Royals.
On that road trip, 9 games, they scored 56 runs and they hit 18 homers. They got really hot. So right now they're not talking about dealing anybody. And a wave and a miss, and down he goes, strike 3.
The Red Sox defense is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, and they're 13th in the league with 47 errors on the season. Pablo Sandoval at third base, Xander Bogaerts the shortstop, Josh Rutledge at second, Mitch Moll on the first baseman. Left to right, Andrew Benintendi, Jackie Bradley Jr., Mookie Betts, and Christian Vasquez once again behind the plate, catching Velasquez.
So Velasquez gets his first man on a strikeout. That'll bring up Bonifacio, a .250 hitter with 9 home runs. So some power out of the 2 slot. He socks a base hit to left, picking on the very first pitch.
Now Bonifacio cleans out an inside 2-seam fastball that time for the line shot base hit to left field. Watch the movement on this pitch as it moves back inside. It's actually off the plate, but barreling the ball up was Bonifacio, and he's able to pick up the base hit.
Well, now he has to face a guy absolutely sizzling, Lorenzo Cain, one of the veterans of their World Championship team, hitting .284, 10 home runs, and a very hot bat, .416 on their just completed road trip. That's what he hit with a lot of power. He hit 6 homers. Cold Hard Facts brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light. Over the last 11, he's hit 7 homers and driven in 12, scoring 16 runs. Probably the hottest hitter right now. And the 1-0. Hard hit but foul. Salvador Perez out of the lineup tonight to rest, and that's a break for the Red Sox because he's hit in 10 consecutive games. No score here in the first inning at Kauffman Stadium, one of our favorite places to visit. This is Salvador Perez, one of the game's great catchers.
Very rare to see him sitting in a dugout, not behind the plate.
Is not a bad thing for Red Sox base stealers, however. He is ensconced in the dugout tonight. 1-1 to Cain. Into right field, down for a base hit. Bonifacio rounding second. He'll take third base. Back-to-back singles, and they're on at first and third.
Well, now you got to be very careful with Cain at first base. He has 14 steals on the season, has not been caught. Right now a 7-game hitting streak as he takes that fastball that's inside and he muscles it to the opposite field for the base hit. Very quickly a 1st and 3rd situation for the Royals.
Something they've been doing a lot lately. It's been a trademark of their winning teams over the last few years. They really jump on a starter and they really charge him with a lot of hits and runs early. Hosmer now at 307, 7 home runs, 28 RBIs. He hit .324 with 7 RBIs on a 9-game road trip. Gary mentioned that Cain is perfect, 14 for 14.
He's another one of those guys who gets a very, very big lead over at first base.
In there for strike 1. Right now Kansas City is retaining their core of 5 or 6 guys who played on the 2015 World Series champions. This is one of them. Depending on who you read, in past weeks they've been considering trading 3 or 4 of those guys.
Well, they keep winning ball games at the pace they have been. Nobody will be traded. They're only 3.5 games out of first place.
Yeah, and it's a division that looks like it's up for grabs too. Cleveland's starting to play much better. The Indians have won 5 in a row, but Kansas City's only 3.5 out. Minnesota just 2 games back. So they don't look like they're going to be dealing anybody at the moment. The 1-1 fouled away. So Velasquez now at the upper hand. That's where they sit. Really, in this division, everybody's in it. Even the White Sox are only 5.5 out.
At 31 and 37, but 5.5 back. I wouldn't be surprised to see Cain go here in this 1-2 count. We'll see. He's had a look at Velasquez for a number of pitches.
Holding at the moment, throw down to third. Runners holding at first and third, and a strikeout of Hosmer as he went. So he fans, and there are 2 gone.
That's the 49th time this season that Hosmer has struck out, and of course that pickoff attempt down at third base, always a little bit of a risky play, just a little bit off target. That ball goes down a left field line and you got to run, but Vasquez likes to do it. Both Red Sox catchers like to do it. First of all, we'll look at the pitch. It's called a strike, and then not even close down at third, but by design.
Here's Moustakas now, 276, 18 homers, 45 RBIs. He is 5th in the American League in home runs. The 18 homers, the most by a Royal before the All-Star break since Mike Sweeney had 21 way back in 2001.
Red Sox play him in the shift too. Even with a man at third base, they got the complete shift on.
2 away. Mike Moustakas' name has come up often, brought up a lot by baseball writers in relation to the Red Sox situation at third base. He's having a big season. The DH tonight. He's a third baseman by trade. And also very solid defensively. Moustakas also has a 9-game hitting streak against the Red Sox, which goes back about 2.5 years ago. And Velasquez with a 1-0 pitch. Slide into left field. Benintendi backing up a bit there to make the catch and retire the side. Velasquez with a couple of hits, but no harm done. 2 left. The MLB.com ballpark app. You can use the electronic ticket feature to enter through the mobile ticket fast lane. Stop waiting and download the ballpark app today. Jerry Remy, Dave O'Brien, Garen Austin with you from Kansas City. Red Sox coming up. Hanley Ramirez will take a strike from Jason Hamill. Now Hanley beat himself up last night, fouled a ball off his foot and another off his leg. Figured he'd be in there today for a lot of different reasons. A number of his teammates are nicked up too, but he's 6 out of 13 with a home run against Hamill. .462 batting average lifetime. Broken bat, little drifter on the infield, scooped up by Escobar and a lob on to get him. Hanley's going to need a new stick next time. One man gone.
Yeah, how about that confidence by Escobar too to go with the bare hand? You know, he had plenty of time to use the glove on that, but just decided to bare hand the ball and throw it to first base to get the out on Ramirez. No problem. Makes this look easy. Because the ball darted a little bit to his right. And that may be the reason he went to the bare hand.
One gone. Jackie Bradley at 250 with 8 home runs. Had a key 2-run double last night, 6th inning, and the Red Sox win. Drew Butera, the catcher, still cleaning up some of the kindling around home plate from a busted bat. Rutledge on deck, who's starting at second base tonight. That's a scary situation with Dustin Pedroia. And when you hear later that Dustin was spitting up blood, Red Sox had to take him to a hospital to be x-rayed. And all of the tests came back negative, so all good, no fracture. A high fly ball into right field, way up there, but not all that deep. Bonifacio will put that away. 2 up and 2 down. Dustin Pedroia chatting with John Farrell before the game, just as we got underway tonight. His mood has been excellent. And was he in some pain afterwards? There's a lot of fear that he had fractured a rib or two. So Rutledge getting the nod at second. 240, no homers. He's driven in 9. He's certainly getting a chance to play regularly. 2 for 12 on the road trip so far. Sandoval on deck. Last night was the 4th 4-hour game the Red Sox have played since last Sunday. Also put the Red Sox into first place, and they have won 3 of the 4. So
maybe that's their time, right? Maybe it's a 4-hour limit to the ball game, and the Red Sox end up winning it. So maybe every game's got to go 4 hours for the Red Sox.
Oh man, thanks a lot for that.
Well, W's are better than losses if you're going to be out there for 4 hours.
Oh, I get it, but it took a long time last night. And Red Sox had a 4-hour 24-minute game in there too, and last night didn't even go extra innings. But I think the point about, you know, showing some grit and winning those games is important.
I agree with you. You know, they've shown a lot of grit to me on this road trip. It hasn't been easy.
A lot of grueling games. That one trickled toward third base, could be trouble. Is it going to hang fair? It's going to roll foul.
Now right away the catcher Terra was telling the third baseman Cuthbert to let that ball go because it had that kind of spin on it where you could tell it was going to spin into foul territory. Look at him, see him point right there. Let that ball go, let it go, because even if you make a play on it, you're not going to get Rutledge at first base, so you might as well let it roll.
2 down, no score here in the second. Sandoval will get a look again at third base. He's in the lineup again tonight as that one runs in and hits him. So another Red Sox hit batsman. It's also deflected off Butera and got the catcher. So that was a double whammy. Seems to be happening a lot to the Red Sox lately. Rutledge taking his time walking up the first base line, but could not get out of the way.
It looked like it might have got him right on the elbow. Let's take a look. No, it was inside on the ribs that it got Rutledge. That'll take the breath away.
But Dustin Pedroia certainly knows his pain. It was a little worse for Pedroia last night. Got him in the back and high up on the backside of the rib cage, but Rutledge stays in. Red Sox have their second base runner. And here comes Pablo Sandoval in need of a hot streak, hitting .208 with 4 home runs. Bounding ball up the middle and through for a base hit. Rutledge takes the turn. He's into third. Pablo Sandoval, a lot of topspin on that, singles up the middle.
Exactly right with the topspin, because I didn't think it was going to get through the infield. I thought Merrifield would have a chance to get that. But with the topspin, it quickly gets by him. That ball's away from him. He still tries to pull it, as you can see. And at that point, that ball almost looked like it picked up speed. Now Rutledge is able to continue on at third base. It's a little first and third action with 2 outs now. And it's up to Vasquez.
Christian, one of the defensive stars of last night's victory, as he made the final throw, the last play to catch a man stealing to ice the win. Last out in the 9th inning, hitting .305. First and third, no score yet. 2 down.
Got away with one right there. That looked like a pretty good breaking ball on the outside part of the plate, but not called a strike.
This guy's looking for his first hit of the road trip. He's 0 for 7. He has Rutledge at third and Sandoval at first base. Jason Hamill got off to an awful start this season. His first year here in Kansas City, signed as a free agent. Coming over from the Chicago Cubs, he went 1-6 out of the gate. Earned run average of .618 in his first 10 starts. And fires in a strike at 92.
You know, we know that Vasquez likes to go the other way, and for me, I think Bonifacio out there is playing a little too steep, a little too deep, I should say. Line drive in that direction could drop in, and the Red Sox could have a run. Most of the time when he does go on that way, it's the ground ball, a line drive.
1-1 right back to the pitcher, and Hamill will get out of it to retire the side. A hit batsman and a single. Red Sox with a threat but fail to score.
Live right after the game. TC and Steve will break down tonight's game, and you'll hear from Hector Velasquez and John Farrell. Whatever, whenever, wherever, who but WB Mason.
Scoreless to the bottom half of the second inning, and the Royals bring up Cheslor Cuthbert, then Alcides Escobar and Alex Gordon. Velasquez allowed a couple of base hits in the first inning, but got out of it by striking out Hosmer and then getting Moustakas to line out to left field. Each side with a pair of hits. Line toward right center field. That's toward the alley. It's going to fall in for a base hit. Jackie Bradley will scoop it. Long single for Cuthbert. So 3 singles now against Velasquez. For more on the Red Sox starter, let's go to Guerin.
Thanks, Obi. Well, Hector Velasquez admitted that he was pretty nervous in his first start against Oakland, but he said he felt much more relaxed in his last outing against the Phillies, and he said he did what he needed to do and he got the job done. He said that he's really thankful for this opportunity, and that shows that his hard work has really paid off, and thankfully the Red Sox have given him the shot. He said the main thing for him to do is keep proving to himself that he can accomplish things in this league, guys.
Yeah, he said after the Oakland game he didn't execute much of anything that he wanted to do, and the numbers bore that out. 6 runs, 9 hits in 5 innings. Hoping tonight will be different, he said. Escobar hitting just 196 with 1 home run.
One thing he's facing a very, very aggressive offense here with the Kansas City Royals. They walk less than any team in the American League. They're up there swinging the bat.
Escobar just 2 hits shy of 1,000 hits as a Royal. Cuthbert aboard to deep short. Bogarts to Rutledge, 1 and no double play. They do retire Cuthbert in the middle for the first out of the inning. Not hit sharply enough to be a double play ball.
No, just was not hit sharply enough, and Bogarts had to take a step to his right to be able to make that play, and all Rutledge could do was back off the bag, try to get rid of it as fast as possible. But Escobar, not great speed, but gets down the line okay.
So it'll send up Alex Gordon, who really started the season badly. Swinging a better bat right now. He just hit 300 on their road trip with 2 home runs. But just 194 for the season. He's always hit the Red Sox well. 327 lifetime in 54 career games. It's his highest batting average against any American League team. Popped him up, racing out Bogarts, coming on Jackie Bradley. He'll take command, and there are 2 down. Boys and girls ages 5 to 13 can enjoy Red Sox baseball camps this summer. Campers receive 4 days of first-class baseball instruction, a Red Sox uniform, and a special Fenway Park visit. Camps available in Providence and throughout the Boston metro area. Visit redsox.com/camps for more information. Some a little too young. 5 to 13, just fine. So 2 away with a man on for Butera, the catcher. I think John Farrell and Carl Willis would be delighted with 5 or 6 innings tonight out of Velasquez.
Without question.
As you mentioned, particularly against a lineup that is so aggressive and really cooking right now. Just missed there. 1-1. Butera, a far better defender than he is an offensive catcher. He's 4 for his last 26.
And the one thing they tell me the Royals have been doing quite a bit is delay stealing. Now that's kind of a lost art in the game of baseball, but they use that play quite often. A lot of times when you use that play, it's with 2 outs when the infielders are back deep. See if they do it here.
Escobar, the base runner at first. 2-2. Chris Sale on the mound tomorrow night at 8:15 against the left-hander Matt Strahm. Series finishes up Wednesday afternoon as it's grounded foul. Pomerantz and Kennedy on Wednesday. Sale coming off that brutally tough loss in Philadelphia, in which he not only pitched a great game, 10 strikeouts, but swung an excellent bat. One of those grueling games we were talking about on this trip, as the Red Sox fell in that one 1-0. Here's the throw to first base, and again lunging back in Escobar. Craig Kimbrell last night recorded his American League leading 20th save, and just continues to have one of the best seasons you've ever seen from a closer. Fly to left center field, but it hangs up for Jackie Bradley, and the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left, no score after 2. Will be the 10th number to be retired by the Red Sox. Nesson will bring you live exclusive coverage of the pregame ceremony, and a special day where the Red Sox will honor Big Papi. Betts with a routine ground ball. Cuthbert handles that. 1 man gone. Coverage beginning Friday at 5 only on Nesson.
I got to say that's a night that I'm really looking forward to. That's going to be a special event at Fenway Park. What are those moments?
Yes. We've been privy to so many over the last, going back to 2003, 4 and onward, but a very special night coming up for David Ortiz and all Red Sox fans. Here's Benintendi 0 for 1 with a fly to left. He made a sensational throw in last night's Red Sox win to get Altuve at home plate. There was also a great tag on that play by Vasquez, a sweep tag. Play that was reviewed, and it held up as an out at home. Here it is.
The thing that impressed me about the play by Benintendi, the fact that he had to reach out with his glove hand, and that throws you off balance. and how quickly he got back on balance to make an accurate throw all the way home.
Everything gets measured these days. Velocity of home runs, velocity of throws from the outfield. Sometimes it's a little too much, but his throw home got 91 miles an hour on the radar gun. Tells you that he has outstanding arm strength. Right now leading the team with 5 outfield assists, and those are coming in bunches lately because he has 3 of them in the last 7 games.
Now, one thing you got to remember, you know, outfield assists, I mean, they're going to test him obviously early as a young player. The other thing, in the ballpark he plays in is home games. You get a lot of assists there because of the left field wall, and especially at second base. You know, guys unfamiliar with the wall who try to stretch singles into doubles, and they're thrown out fairly easily by the left fielder.
Eventually they stop running on you. Cut on and missed, and he's retired. 2 up, 2 down. So Bogart's next. He's 1 for 1.
Fans, don't miss NESN Live tomorrow evening at 5:30 on NESN. We'll preview the upcoming expansion draft in the NHL and analyze the impact it will have on the Boston Bruins roster. NESN Live is presented by Cross Insurance.
Sanders single to left in the first inning off Hamill. Last night snapping at 0 for 14 with a pair of home runs, 3 hits in the game, with 3 for 4. But he's also hit safely now in his last 17 games against Kansas City. This is .370 career average against the Royals, so he really picks on them. Nothing game in the third. And a 1-1 from Hamill. Line into center. That'll drop down for a base hit. He keeps on picking on the Kansas City Royals. 2 for 2 tonight.
And just a beautiful swing by Bogaerts. He gets that fastball just a little bit to the inside part of the plate. The hands come inside the baseball, and he shoots it on a line in center field. Such a pretty swing. Everything under control, the leg kick, the balance, everything perfect right now for Bogaerts.
A 2-out single sends up Moreland, who has flied to left 0 for 1 so far tonight. He's 0 for his last 10. Been kind of a chilly trip from Mitch Moreland, but remember, he's also playing with a fractured big toe, so he's 2 for his last 16. Man you can run on according to the numbers.
Well, they also have Butera behind the plate. They don't have Perez back there tonight, so it may be an opportunity to try to get in scoring position for Bogaerts, who has 8 steals and has been caught 1 time.
Bogaerts not running, and it's fouled away by Moreland. There's some catchers who are an absolute stop sign. And Salvador Perez is on the bench tonight. Certainly one of those guys. Yadier Molina comes to mind. In past years, of course, Pudge Rodriguez. Great Johnny Bench. Johnny Bench could hold 8 baseballs in one hand, something like that. Gigantic hands.
You're going to shake hands with Johnny Bench. You got to make sure you get that hand in there real tight. Because if you don't, you're not going to have a hand when you come out.
That is a big hand. Lee Smith, the outstanding closer, he has hands like that. close, but Bogart's diving in.
Very close, and it looked to me like Xander was taking a step towards second base, trying to time Hamill. There's that step you can see right there, and he's a little bit late, but see him go back to the outside part of the bag. How many times have you heard me say that? It's repetitive, I know.
Yeah, they're going to challenge this.
But it's you know, you just slide as far away from that tag as possible. That's why you go to the outfield side of the bag.
Now watch this again. Did he get him?
Let's take another look. I don't think so. I think the hand got on the bag just about the same time as the tag came. Your thoughts, Dave?
Boy, I thought with the naked eye that he might have been out. And I think he might be out, Jerry.
Okay.
So you and I have a disagreement on this one.
A major disagreement.
It's huge. You're showing it up on the big board there. I have a feeling this one might be coming back, and even some of the Royals are beginning to walk off the diamond. But they may be premature. He's ruled safe on the field by the umpire, Gary Cederstrom. Xander Bogaerts on at first, and a count of 1-1 on Moreland. No score here in Kansas City.
It is a pickoff. It'll be Hamill's first one of the season.
So taking a look at the replay command center in New York City. On-plate umpire Eric Cooper along with Gary Cederstrom and Adrian Johnson, the first base umpire. So we will wait to see what they come up with on this review. Pretty early in the game, and Ed Yost wanted it, so he must have felt pretty confident where they did in the video room. The manager actually doesn't make the decision. He's the one that signals the umpire, but the decision is made by the video crew whether they should challenge or not.
This is a very difficult one, I think. You know, it's so close. I mean, I'm going to stick by what I said. I think the finger back into the bag right there before the tag got on him. That's just my opinion. If I'm wrong, I have a public apology to give to Dave.
Totally unnecessary. I would like to hear it, though.
You will.
You will.
I'm a man of my word.
But I'll tell you what, if I got it wrong, and there's a great chance of that, I will apologize just as dramatically. Although neither one of us have anything to apologize for. I will say this: it's taken an awful long time.
It really is, because it was so tough. It was so close, so tough to call.
It always feels longer than a couple of minutes. It's supposed to get it done in 2 minutes. Now they have a decision.
Here we go. Okay.
And he's safe. Jerry, I will never doubt you again.
No, you can't, because I'm wrong 50% of the time.
Very well done on your part.
Now steals second base, Sander. Yeah, I think he was going that time. I really do.
Yeah. Safe at first. 1-1 on Moreland, who's 0 for 1 with a fly to left. Nine home runs for Mitch. And Hamill had a long wait and rolled right to the first baseman Hosmer, and that will retire the side. Red Sox get a base runner but cannot advance him. Still no score here in Kansas City.
at teaching people how to detect cancer early and save lives. I'll be at their gala on July 9th, and I hope you can be too. For more information and to register, visit 15-40.org.
With Merrifield here, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Bonifacio on deck, and then Lorenzo Cain, top of the order for Kansas City. No score in the third. This day and age of social media and how news travels so quickly, you know, you're making a difference in a lot of people's lives. Everywhere we go, people are coming up to you.
Yeah, it really is. It's special. It really is.
And they're checking on you first. They want to find out how you're doing, how you're feeling. They know the announcement that you made recently is that one socked foul, but a lot of people are thanking you, you know, for having the courage to come out and say you're fighting cancer and you're about to have this operation coming up at the end of the month. And thank you for doing that and talking about, you know, early detection and how important that is.
Yeah, well, it's a message that I have. I mean, I've been through enough of this to know that early detection is key.
Dribble toward third base. Sandoval is going to let that one roll right to him. It's going to be a base hit. No other choice. Merrifield on with a single.
No play at all for Sandoval. That ball just rolled down the third base line perfectly by Merrifield. Right, topped right off the end of the bat, and just perfect timing. Couldn't have rolled it down there any better than that.
They'll send up Bonifacio is 1 for 1 with a base hit.
But I do appreciate all the outpouring of support I got. 1 week from today, probably about this time, I'll be in La La Land. But it'll be taken care of.
Well, yeah, that's the single most important thing, and we will be thinking about you. And obviously, all over the country, that's going to be the case. And I don't know if it blows you away, but I am really impressed by all of the people who are coming up to you in hotel lobbies and at the ballpark and anywhere you go. You walk in the street to go to dinner.
Yeah,
people are stopping you, and then not all Red Sox fans.
I agree.
You know, they could be Astros fans or Twins fans and Kansas City Royal fans.
It's been overwhelming, and it's hopefully, you know, by doing this I can help some people. That's the main thing.
Yeah. Merrifield on at first base and nobody out. 1-1 the count.
Yeah, it gets to a point where, you know, I'm a week out and I'm getting nervous. There's no question about that. It's on my mind all the time.
You are getting nervous.
Oh, absolutely. You know, I always do before I went some kind of procedure. But you know, I have such confidence in the doctors at Mass General that I know everything's going to be fine. It's just that, you know, it gets in your head, and it's the first thing you think about when you wake up in the morning, last thing before you go to bed.
Even though you've been through it before,
it doesn't matter.
It does not matter.
It doesn't matter. It's, you know, it is what it is, and we'll get it done.
Well, you're going to sail through it, and you have so many prayers and thoughts and well wishes from all over the place. Really been wonderful to watch from a distance, in my case, and our Nesson crew. 2-1, rolled softly. Rutledge up with it. He'll get the out at second. Nothing at first base. So one man gone, and Bonifacio becomes the runner at first.
Yeah, they were actually lucky to get the man at second base because that ball was not hit very hard at all, and it had to be a very quick release by Josh Rutledge just to get the force out at second. That ball just very slowly getting out to second base, and the shuffle pass does get the out at second, but it was not easy, and it was close.
Lorenzo Cain now, he singled first time up. Against the Angels, the series they just had, he went 7 for 15 in that series. One gone, and a breaking ball, high deep drive into left field, backing up Benintendi, backing up to the wall. He's got it. Just had enough room. Back to first base goes Bonifacio, and there are 2 gone.
Yeah, it's a pretty big ballpark here in Kansas City, and it's never been one that's been homer friendly. And this ball looked like it might have had a chance, but plenty of room going back there was Benintendi. He had another couple of steps till he got to the fence.
Two away. Hosmer is next. No score, third inning here in Kansas City. And for those new to watching the Red Sox, or relatively new to watching American League Baseball, this used to be an artificial surface.
Yes, it was, and it was a very, very difficult surface to play on. And I respect all those great Kansas City teams that played for years on that, very, in those days, very hard turf. And I got to tell you, man, we had weather like this, so what we expected in the next couple of days, that turf would get so hot out there. You'd have to come in between innings and put your foot, your spikes in ice buckets just to cool off your feet.
So you wouldn't even take the spikes off?
No, you just put the spikes right in the ice bucket.
Oh. Hosmer struck out first time up. I heard stories of guys standing out there for so long in an inning that their feet would actually start to blister.
Yeah, it was brutal, and the best thing they ever did, and it really prettied the ballpark up, was to put the real grass in here.
Yeah, I agree. I think that made the ballpark.
It really did.
It's always been a beautiful stadium, particularly with the fountains out there in the outfield. And the big crown, but very easy to get in and out of as well with the highway right up there. It's also the home right next door to the Chiefs, Arrowhead Stadium. It's in the very same complex. Three and 0 to count on Hosmer. Green lighted. He'll pop that one up. Benintendi giving chase over near the stands, but off into the crowd. Make your next trip to Fenway unforgettable with the ultimate monster road trip. Your one-of-a-kind experience includes luxurious hotel accommodations, exclusive VIP pregame access, and seats on the Monster. Email premiumsales@redsox.com or call 617-226-6912 for more information. Three and one on the cleanup man. He's hit 7 homers. Took a big swing. 3-2.
Well, 2-seam fastball that time, turning it over to only 85 miles an hour, and gets the foul ball from Hosmer.
It's really something to see. Going back to 2015 and the year before that, when they were really emerging as a contender. The interest in the Royals coming back here.
Yeah, this was always a great place to watch a game.
Runner goes foul away.
They draw from everywhere. I mean, they're from states all over the place here. And I remember when they had the artificial surface, it was almost impossible to get rained out here because folks came from so far. They wanted to get the game in. And we'd spend many nights here, just waiting for it to stop and rain. They'd vacuum the artificial surface and we'd play.
Kansas City baseball really caught fire in 2014. Of course, 2015 going to the World Series, winning it. 3-2 runner takes off, and a high deep drive. Racing back, Jackie Bradley. This is going to sail on out of here. It's gone. Hosmer took some big swings, and he connected on that one to make it 2-0. His 8th home run of the season.
This type of pitcher, Velasquez, kind of works into the hand of a guy like Hosmer, who likes the ball down in the zone like that. And that ball was down in the zone. He got all of that to center field. That was back over the bleacher section.
How about this? 446 feet, the tail of the tape on that shot. So Hosmer's blast makes it 2-0 Royals here in the third. He's having a very strong year, and so is Mike Moustakas. 0 for 1. He's lined to left. Moustakas with 31 RBIs his last 29 games. He's been locked in. He punches that one in the air, foul out of play. One and two. Chesler Cuthbert on deck, 1 for 1 tonight. 5 hits so far for Kansas City. Popped up, but that'll keep on twisting, and no play to make for Vasquez.
That's a good pitch right there. Really good and tight on Moustakas and tied him up. This is the one guy you don't want extending his arms because he's got such great power.
You call him Moose here in Kansas City. Base is empty and 2 runs in. The Yankees are off tonight. Red Sox and the Yankees tied atop the American League East. Yankees with a 6-game losing skid. They had a disastrous West Coast swing. It's going to miss down and in.
Tried the 2-seam and tried to bring it back to the corner. Not quite enough.
American League West has been very unkind to the Yankees. They're 4-10 against that division. 3-2 broken bat. Here's Moreland up with it, and he'll flip it on to the pitcher for the out. But Hosmer erupts with a 2-run home, and it goes almost 450. 2-0 Kansas City. Source for Red Sox tickets from bleachers to boxes with a 200% guarantee. Treat yourself for someone special with tickets to a game. Visit aceticket.com now or call 1-800-MY-SEATS. Jerry Remy, Dave O'Brien with you here from Kansas City. A 2-0 Royal lead on a long home run by Eric Hosmer. He certainly looked determined to hit it a long way if he made contact, or he was going to strike out trying, and he connected to put them out in front. Hanley Ramirez 0 for 1 with a ground out to short. He pops that one to short right. Here comes Bonifacio racing in, pulls up now, and it falls in for a base hit along the line. So the Red Sox with a lead off bloop single by Hanley.
Really no chance for anybody to get this ball. Bonifacio kind of peeled off a little bit. I don't know if he thought Hosmer was going to make the play, but I don't really think either guy had a chance at it. So Hanley picks up the opposite field pop-up base hit.
Red Sox trying to string together some hits. They have a single in every inning now, but nothing more than that in terms of hits. Jackie Bradley's 0 for 1. He's flied to right. Red Sox here for 3 games in the home of the Royals. And heading back home after a day off to face the Angels at Fenway on the 23rd of June, the Friday. The Red Sox will retire David Ortiz number. And on that homestand, the Minnesota Twins are in for 4 games. They've had a surprisingly good season. There's a high deep drive. He jumped all over that baby. Way back it goes. This game is tied. That was gone instantaneously. Jackie Bradley with his 9th. Give him 31 RBIs, and the Red Sox have tied the game just like that.
That was a nothing breaking ball that Jackie Bradley just absolutely lit up. Watch the location of this pitch, and it's in a perfect spot for Bradley to drive it with power. I mean, right over the middle of the plate. It's just spinning over the middle of the plate, and Bradley takes advantage of that and jumps all over it. So, a whole new ball game.
Rutledge swings and foul tips it to the mitt. For every Red Sox homer, Speedway donates $500 to Boston Children's Hospital. And now through the end of July, use your Speedy Rewards card when you purchase any size fountain or frozen drink for 69 cents and get an entry code to win a VIP experience. Escobar will gobble it up at short. 1 man gone. Tail of the tape on Jackie Bradley's home run, 423 feet. And he's tied the game at 2. The reaction by Hamill, the pitcher, was priceless. Reacted like he'd been punched in the stomach.
He knew. You know, as soon as that ball left his hand with the location of it, he knew exactly that he was in big trouble.
This is Pablo Sandoval, a base hit first time up.
Watch the reaction. Down you go. You know the ball's gone. Now it's just, you know, watch it. Now give me another baseball, please, so I can get to the next hitter. I don't want to watch him run the bases. I made a mistake.
Vasquez on deck. So the Red Sox for the first time putting a couple of hits together, and it pays off there on a blast by Jackie Bradley. And a 1-1. Sandoval only had 6 at bats officially on the road trip until his single up the middle in the second. Looks like he'll be playing throughout this series. A chance for him to put some hits up. Popped up down the line. Cuthbert giving chase. So is Gordon.
Now, there are 2 phases to his game right now. One is either get very hot offensively to keep yourself in the lineup. The other is play solid defense. If you can play solid defense, that's going to draw him more time in a starting lineup. The Red Sox are very short infielders right now because of the Pedroia situation.
1-2 from Hamill. And if you missed it, Dustin Pedroia not on the disabled list, but had to come out of last night's game after getting drilled in the back by a pitch in last night's game against the Astros. Red Sox feared there might be broken ribs. That was not the case after the X-rays showed no damage done there. Sandoval gets under this and pops it a mile in the air to right center. Kane, the center fielder, and they're 2 down.
Tonight after Red Sox coverage on NESN Sports Today, we'll save you time with the latest news, including all the details on the Celtics' blockbuster trade with the Sixers. NESN Sports Today is presented by People's United Bank. See what know-how can do.
Red Sox 2 and the Royals 2 here in the fourth. Vasquez, the batter, 0 for 1. He's hit a comebacker to the pitcher. Jason Hamill, a 6'6" righty. During his 15-win season with the Cubs last year, Hamill's doctor decided that Jason needed more potassium in his diet. He was getting dehydrated, so he recommended that he eat a lot of potato chips.
Oh, that's not a bad diet to have to go on, right?
Not at all. I don't think he protested it. They're high in potassium and salt. So he'd be over there on the bench and in between innings munching away, and in between starts munching away. Probably should have gotten some sort of a endorsement deal out of it.
Absolutely.
Wound up having a very good year with Chicago. Won 15 games with the Cubs. And he's got a World Series ring after that historic season. Off speed breaking ball in there for a strike. Betts on deck. Vasquez trying to get the inning to Mookie here. We're in the top of the fourth. Two and two. Vasquez has done well this season with 2 strikes. He's hitting .306. Right back to the mound for the second time, and Hamill will get him. But the Red Sox have tied it up. Andy Ramirez with that bloop single, and then moments later Jackie Bradley Jr. launching one. 423 feet, and the game is tied 2-2. In partnership with NESN and the Greater Boston Food Bank. For more information, visit NESN.com/Lexus. Bottom of the fourth inning, a 2-2 tie here in Kansas City. Cheslor Cuthbert, the third baseman, is 1 for 1. And he'll take a strike. Bit of a generous call there by Eric Cooper.
And he couldn't believe that was called a strike, but those who root for the Red Sox very pleased about it.
And the 1-1 floated toward right on a charge. Mookie Betts to grab that one away.
You know, every time I see a ball like that hit out there, I say it's going to drop. But then when you realize how shallow Mookie plays and how great a jump he gets and how quick he is, you just look up and he's there. I mean, you watch this ball leave the bat and say, oh, it's going to find a little gap out there. But no, here comes Mookie, and just a very routine catch for him.
You know, the data supports what you're talking about with his range, his and Jackie Bradley's. Two of the absolute rangiest at their positions in all of baseball.
Yep.
And you know the pitching staff loves that. In there for a strike on Escobar. He's 0 for 1, hitting into a fielder's choice. Hits are even at 5. Each side with a home run here early. Another one to right field. And Mookie Betts with the catch over the shoulder. 2 down. And Gordon will be next.
Stay tuned for Red Sox Final presented by Plain Ridge Park Casino. TC and Steve will break down the key moment in tonight's game, and you'll hear from Sox players on the outcome of tonight's game.
Gordon is 0 for 1. He's flying to center field. Outstanding defensive outfielder, Gold Glover. But a tough start with the bat. He also gets hit by a lot of pitches. He's like a magnet. 8 times he's been hit this year. That's nothing new. 83 times in his career. A ball and a strike. Velazquez looking for a 1-2-3 inning. Would be his first of the game, and that would allow him to face the number 9 hitter leading off next inning. Strike 1-2.
I think one of the reasons that Gordon gets hit a lot is that the fact that he's fairly close to the plate. I mean, he's not right on top of it, but he's fairly close, and he leans into a lot of pitches.
Does not wear an elbow guard. Shattered back ground ball. That's fair over first base. Moreland will take it and get him to retire the side. That bat exploded. 1-2-3 they go. We're tied 2-2. Technologies donates $50 to the Sean Thornton Foundation. That is helping find a cure for Parkinson's disease and pediatric cancer. EchoStore Technologies, your data center solutions provider. Fifth inning, a 2-2 tie here in Kansas City. Mookie Betts getting his third look at Jason Hammel. Twice tonight, Mookie is grounded out. Still sore from last night, getting drilled at the plate and at second base on the throw. And frankly, not showing any ill effects.
Yeah, in typical Mookie Betts fashion, too. The Red Sox did not take batting practice today because of the late arrival last night. But Betts was out there taking ground balls in the infield, taking ground balls in the outfield, making throws to bases just to get loose before the game.
High chop. Third baseman Cuthbert will handle that and get him. And Mookie is 0 for 3. Yeah, his work ethic off the charts.
Every day. Every single day. You know, if the Red Sox have extra batting practice in the afternoon, he's out there not only just hitting, and a lot of times not hitting, taking ground balls in the infield, taking ground balls in the outfield, fly balls in the outfield, throwing the bases. It's amazing. I mean, his work ethic is off the charts.
One out for Benintendi's, flied out and struck out tonight. Right now 2 for 17 on the trip. Tonight, the 100th game of Andrew's incredibly young career. And the 1-strike pitch from Hammel. Fly to left field, driving back Gordon, but plenty of room out there. 2 down. Stay tuned after the third out of this half inning for the mid-5th studio show. That's presented by GMC.
They're just wearing him out away so far in this game. Every pitch to Benintendi seems to have been to the outside part of the plate.
Xander so far has had him figured out. He's 2 for 2, pair of singles. Coming off a 3-hit game last night. He had hit a little bit of a cool stretch, but obviously that's gone away, and that's in there for strike 1. Fly to right field. Bonifacio fading back. And they're onto the warning track to make the catch, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. Time now to turn it over to Nicky and Casey for the mid-5th studio show presented by GMC. Kansas City, the Fountains working overtime here. We're tied up 2-2. Tomorrow's supposed to be a scorcher. Same with Wednesday here in the Midwest. You're at the midway point. Velasquez to get Butera, Merrifield, and Bonifacios. That's 9-1-2 for Kansas City. And so far, he allowed the 2-run home run in the 3rd inning to Hosmer. It looked like he was going up there, meaning to hit one about 500 feet. He hit it just shy of 450. But he got a 1-2-3 4th inning. As he got Cuthbert, Escobar, and Gordon very quickly. He's already retired Butera on a fly to center. Butera, the son of a former big leaguer. He drops that one in for a strike. Tomorrow night is a Sale night. For Sale on the bump, 8-3, a 2.82 ERA going in the middle game of the series. Popped up to first, and Moreland there to make the catch. A couple of steps onto the right field grass. One man gone. Let's go to Guerin.
Obi, as you mentioned earlier, Jackie Bradley Jr. and Whit Merrifield were college teammates at the University of South Carolina. I was talking with Merrifield earlier, and he told me he was kicked out of center for Bradley. And he said, if you're booting me from center, this guy better be pretty good. And sure enough, Bradley lived up to the hype, and in his opinion, should have won a Gold Glove last year and is one of the best center fielders in the game. Merrifield said that when he sees some of the plays Bradley makes, nothing surprises him anymore because he's one of the hardest working guys that he's ever seen. He also said that he has some very special memories of playing with Jackie in college, especially their time at the College World Series, which is going on right now, guys.
Yeah, it is. Very popular event there in Omaha. Those guys used to play in Rosenblatt Stadium, which is no longer there. Hot shot. Sandoval was in, and he throws out Merrifield. 2 up, 2 down. So Bonifacios next. Now through June, the end of June, look for specially marked packages of KM Fenway Franks for your chance to win great Red Sox prizes, like throwing out the ceremonial first pitch at Fenway. Six in a row retired by Velasquez. Bonifacio gotten for a single. He's also reached on a fielder's choice and scored. He was aboard when Hosmer launched his home run. Tied up 2-2. Red Sox since the 21st of May have gone 18-9. They grab a piece of first place. Now tied with the Yankees atop the division. Win tonight, and the Red Sox will be 500 on the road, 19-19 on the road.
And what we're seeing tonight from Velasquez is similar to what we saw in his last outing against the Philadelphia Phillies when he had to come in because Johnson was hurt in that game.
Right past him for strike 3. Bonifacio fans, good inning again for Velasquez. He gets him in order. Sox 2 and the Royals 2. It'll be Marlon Ramirez and Jackie Bradley against the right-hander Jason Hammel. Sox have 5 hits. The Royals have 5 hits. Nothing yet for Marlon. He's flied out and he's grounded to first base and got hit again. Well, this is happening a lot to the Red Sox here over the last couple of nights. Josh Rutledge has been hit by a pitch. Moreland has been hit by a pitch. Of course, he already has the fractured toe. And last night the Red Sox suffered a couple of hit batsmen.
Yeah, breaking ball. Let's see what foot it hits. The back foot. Yeah, but he's staying in the game. He limped a little bit, walked down to first base, and told John Farrell to get back in the dugout. I'm okay. They find a spot. They just stay on it, don't they? It's amazing.
It really is. It's like it's going to find you. Here's Hanley, 1 for 2 with a base hit. He has scored a run. He was aboard when Jackie Bradley spanked a long home run to right for his 9th of the season to tie the game 2-2. Again, this is a pitcher that Hanley likes to face. He is 7 for 15 with a home run against Jason Hammel in his career. Appears to get a real good look at him. That's a strike. Add to that Hanley is very fond of this ballpark. He's a .324 career hitter at Kauffman Stadium with 2 home runs. Two-two tie in the 6th. High fly center field, backing up Kane, still backing up onto the warning track to make the catch. And it's some carry to it, just not deep enough for Hanley Ramirez. 1 man gone.
Yeah, that ball hit pretty well by Hanley, but just quite missed it. You know, it's hard to say you missed it when you hit it about 400 feet, but he didn't quite square it up, and if he did, that ball would have been out of the ballpark. There's the contact, high center field. Kane's got it measured. He knows how much room he's got before he gets to the wall and makes the catch quickly, gets it back in.
Red Sox in this part of the order getting their 3rd look at Hammel. Jackie Bradley with that home run in the 4th is 1 for 2. Batting average has been steadily rising for JBJ. He's hitting .300 in his last 33 games. And the 1-0. And a line drive base hit. Into second base, Moreland, and they're 2 on.
Just absolutely love that swing. You know, the guy goes deep, pulling the ball on a breaking ball in the 4th inning. Does not get home run crazy in his next at bat. Just takes what they're giving him, and they give him a fastball away, and he takes the line drive to the opposite field. That is beautiful hitting, especially after pulling a home run the last time up. Sometimes guys get 1 in a game. They want 2, they want 3, and their swing gets all messed up. He got a pitch, and he just took it where it was supposed to go, and that was the opposite field.
So the Red Sox starting to build something here in the 6th inning. 1st and 2nd for Rutledge, who is due. 0 for 1 tonight. He's been hit by a pitch. Locked up 2 apiece. Josh has only played in 8 career games against Kansas City, but he's hitting .321 against them. Sandoval on deck. That disappeared on him. Nothing in 2. Activity in the bullpen for the Red Sox. Fernando Abad. Nobody throwing in the KC bullpen. First and second with one man out. I think the Red Sox would be very content indeed to get 5 innings out of Hector Velasquez and have a tie game or obviously the lead.
I agree with you 100% on that, because you really didn't know what to expect. The guy's coming off a little over 3 innings last time out, so if you stretch him out to 5 this time, if he gives you quality innings, that's a great thing. The Red Sox do have some people unavailable in the bullpen tonight, but still plenty available.
Waved at and missed, and a pitch in the dirt. Not a good cut at all by Rutledge. He strikes out. He got badly fooled on that one.
Yeah, badly fooled on the slider that time. That was never really a strike. You'll see this ball start out outside and break way outside, and it's just a pitch that as a hitter you don't pick up out of the hand of the pitcher.
So Pablo Sandoval try and salvage something here. He has singled and popped up to center. 1 for 2. Sandoval 6 out of 20 lifetime against Hamill. Mentioned he was in the Cubs rotation the last 3 years. 15 and 10 last year with a 3.83 ERA, so he had a very solid season for Chicago in helping them onto the playoffs. But Joe Maddon left him off the postseason roster. He didn't pitch a single inning in the playoffs. Runners lead at first and second. Into the dirt, and Butero with the stop. Hamill's pitching line brought to you by your Eastern Lexus dealers. Hasn't walked anybody. He has scattered 6 hits. Did allow the 2-run homer, a no-doubter to Jackie Bradley. Moreland on at second. He was hit by a pitch to reach. Jackie Bradley on at first. Sox trying to grab the lead here in the top half of the 6th. Fouled off, and it's 2-1. Tonight's suits are designed by Joseph Abboud, custom made in the USA of fine Italian fabrics, available at Men's Warehouse. Text NESSN to 66960 to receive a coupon for $20 off your next purchase of $100 or more at Men's Warehouse, and data rates may apply. Two 2-1 to Pablo Sandoval. Sandoval, with all that pine tar on the helmet, is just about completely obliterated the B. You almost can't see it at all. Moreland and Bradley leading away in the 3-1. And one rattled Escobar at short. And that will retire the side. Red Sox will strand 2. We're in the middle of the 6th in Kansas City in a 2-2 game. Inning. Here's his pitching line, brought to you by Ace Ticket. Red Sox 2 and the Royals 2. And he has retired 7 consecutive Royals. But now he gets the heart of the order in Kane, Hosmer, and Moustakas. Kane is singled and flied to left. Hosmer is homered. And Moustakas has been among their best hitters all season. This will be a real test for Velasquez. Home run swing by Kane, who's hit 10 of them.
He hasn't been afraid to do that tonight, too. Elevate that fastball, even though it's not overpowering. He's got a few strikes up in the zone with that 89, 90 mile an hour fastball.
Kane's hit safely in 7 in a row. He won't chase there. He's tied for the major league lead with 8 home runs this month. Two and 2. And Velasquez, making his second major league start, fires. And a bounding ball foul. He is coming off his first career victory. That was out of the bullpen against Philadelphia on Wednesday. Of course, on Wednesday he relieved Brian Johnson, the man who took over Eduardo Rodriguez's spot in a rotation. So this is Rodriguez's spot. Routine 2-hopper, charging in Bogarts, sets him down. 1 away. Time for a game break, brought to you by Jordan's, the furniture store, the Boston Red Sox. Here's Tom Caron. TC, thank you very much. Just in time to see Velasquez leave the mound. John Farrell ran out to get him as he pitches into the 6th. So it's a Bod next, and we'll take the break. A 2-2 game in the 6th inning in Kansas City. Game after he gets Lorenzo Cain on a 2-hopper, and now turn it over to the left-hander Fernando Abad.
Yeah, Abad making his 22nd appearance. I think this is a good move by John Farrell. You know, he got he got what he needed out of Velasquez tonight. Now you got two tough lefties coming up in Hosmer and Moustakas, and you go to the left-hander out of the bullpen.
Hosmer's already belted a long home run, 446 feet, 2-run shot in the 3rd inning, and he struck out. And Moustakas after him in a 2-2 game here in the bottom of the 6th.
Here's the home run by Moustakas back in the 3rd inning. Gets a ball that's down, out over the plate, and takes it to straightaway center field for the home run. And that's been all the scoring in the game for Kansas City.
On 1 and a foul tip. Hosmer overall ranking 6th in the American League in hits, number 8 in batting average. Part of this surging Kansas City team. Like they were on the verge of making a bunch of trades, but they're not making them now. Not now that they're within 3.5 games in their division of first place. Scuffled a bit at home where they're 17 and 16. It's a full count now on Eric Hosmer. Royals have won 7 of their last 10, as have the Red Sox. Three-two. They walks him. Hosmer is on and becomes the first man to walk tonight for Kansas City. Upgrade your day with DD Perks. You can earn a free beverage when you enroll and speed past the line with on-the-go ordering. DD Perks. Everyone deserves an upgrade. Download the Dunkin' app today. Speeding past the line may not be possible at all locations. And here's Moustakas. He's lined out sharply to left and grounded out. 0 for 2. He could be doubled up.
Now the Red Sox in the shift on the right side, and what they elect to do is keep Rutledge and Bogaerts together. They put Sandoval between the first baseman and the second baseman. They want to keep that double play combination in order.
He bunts. Chopped to the left side. Bogaerts with no play, and it's a base hit for Moustakas on a surprise bunt.
Now that's the kind of thing that can shake a game up right there. You know, you come in and you walk Hosmer, and then you get the bunt with the shift on. You get the bunt down the third base line, and you know, nobody's out. Abad gets nobody out, and the two guys he was supposed to face, both left-handers. So now back to the bullpen.
And John Farrell wants a right-hander for Cuthbert. It'll be Boyer. And he'll inherit first and second, and 1 down in a tie game. So we have another pitching change in Kansas City. We'll have more in just a moment. bunt single to Moustakas. Cuthbert, the batter, he's gone 1 for 2, and Boyer out of the bullpen, the right-hander, went an inning and a third scoreless on Tuesday and almost hit him. In tight on Cuthbert, ran him out of the batter's box for ball 1.
That two-seam fastball running way back inside on Cuthbert.
Boyer, a veteran of over 400 major league games, would love a ground ball right at somebody here. 1 man out, 2 on, and a tie game in the 6th. Cuthbert, a .210 hitter with 1 home run. Escobar on deck. It's Hosmer at second, Moustakas at first for the Royals. 2-1.
Challenged in that time, 94 with the fastball from Boyer.
Blaine Boyer's pitched for Atlanta, St. Louis, Arizona, the Mets, San Diego, the Twins, Milwaukee, and now the Red Sox.
That's getting to see the country.
2-1. Foul tip to the mitt. Boyer trying to make it 4 consecutive scoreless appearances. The count is full. Chris Sale going tomorrow night at 8:15 in the middle game of the series, which will wrap up on Wednesday afternoon. That'll be getaway day. Drew Pomeranz will pitch. He's chasing his 7th win. Hosmer and Moustakas on the bases, and the 3-2 popped him foul out of play. Red Sox in the 7th inning will have Dua, Vasquez, Betts, and Benintendi. Both bullpens now quiet at the moment. And Boyer's 3-2. High pop up into shallow center. Bogart's out. Coming on Bradley. Jackie Bradley there to make the catch. 2 gone. Get expert emergency care without leaving Fenway at the Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center. The first aid station that is located behind section 12 on the lower concourse. Visit bidmc.org. Red Sox bullpen has been a standout, though last night snapped a 26-inning scoreless streak. It was the longest scoreless streak by any team's bullpen this season. The longest for the Red Sox since April of '04. That's how good it's been. Trying to hold again. Escobar, the batter, started the night hitting just 196. And this evening he's 0 for 2. Hosmer at second base. Moustakas at first with 2 down in a tie game.
Yeah, the one thing that surprised me about Boyer, you know, when he came to the Red Sox, I didn't realize his velocity was as good as it is, and he's consistently 94 miles an hour with that fastball.
Escobar has seen him 7 times, 1 for 7 with a triple. This has always been a very good triples park. And the 0-1. Quickly, 0-2, and that one even better than the first fastball.
Yep, that time challenging him again with the fastball. That time he went from 94 to 96.
So Boyer trying to strike him out and end this threat. Here's the 0-2. And a ground ball up the middle. A diving stab. Rutledge on to Bogaerts. He held the bag to retire the side. Rutledge with a fine play diving to his right. And we're still tied up at the end of 6-2.
Great play by Rutledge at second base. It looked like this ball might be headed up the middle. He dives, he makes the play, and then the other hand flip to Bogaerts to get the force out at second base and end the inning.
Rutledge in there because of an ailing Dustin Pedroia, was hit very hard by a pitch last night. So on to the 7th inning in a 2-2 game. Vasquez to lead it off. Josh moving from third base over to second base. Sandoval at third tonight. Vasquez with a couple of gentle comebackers to the pitcher Hamill. So looking to hit one hard here, and he looks at a strike. Mookie Betts on deck, and then Andrew Benintendi. Not a lot of offense yet tonight. Each side with 6 hits. Red Sox 3-2 on this road trip. Ends on Wednesday. The Red Sox will open up a 7-game homestand on Friday against the Angels and the Twins. Sox have 20 games left before the All-Star break, and 13 of them are on the road. That means more home games after the break. Two-strike pitch now to Vasquez. And he swung the bat down. He goes strike 3. So 1 away here in the 7th.
Yeah, he's been completely fooled tonight on the breaking ball from Hamill. He got him 3 times with that. Ground ball back to the pitcher in the 2nd inning. The breaking ball back to the pitcher in the 4th inning, and now the strikeout. So not picking up the rotation of the baseball out of the hand of Hamill.
Mookie Betts now, and the shock of shocks tonight is Mookie doesn't already have a couple of hits among more than 1,000 players with at least 75 plate appearances against the Royals. He is #1 all-time in batting average. hitting .432, skies it to right. Out goes Hosmer, and down the line he makes a nice catch in foul territory. 2 fast outs.
Tomorrow at 7, don't miss Red Sox first pitch, presented by Joseph Abboud, available at Men's Warehouse. TC and Steve Lyons will preview Chris Sale's start tomorrow against the Royals.
Benintendi looking for his first knock tonight. He's gone 0 for 3, a couple of flyouts and a strikeout. So he's hit a little bit of a lull on this road trip where he's gone 2 for 18. He has made a handful of tremendous throws on this trip, however. He has 3 outfield assists on the trip, including one to nail a runner at home plate in the 8th inning last night. Nobody on base and 2 down in a 2-2 tie. Minor and Moylan, a lefty and a righty, working in the bullpen for Kansas City. Pitch count for Hamill is in pretty darn good shape, though. This will be number 87 with 2 away in the 7th. Fans, be sure to stop by Plain Ridge Park Casino. Plain Ridge Park Casino is 45 minutes from Boston. And Hamill with a 2-1 to Benintendi. Rolled toward the hole, off the glove of Merrifield. He cannot make the play, and that's going to be a base hit. And it comes with 2 down.
As the case where Benintendi gets an outside pitch, but he's able to hook it. And the second baseman, Merrifield, I thought was going to dive for this ball, and he elects to stay up right to try to make the play. And I think if he dives it, he gets it. Now the question is whether he would have been able to throw out Benintendi at first base. Again, a ball away, and you can see how he hooks to the outside pitch and gets the ground ball between first and second.
One of those plays where you get spoiled watching Dustin Pedroia.
Yeah, you know, and you kind of have this feeling when contact's made, you can tell, you know, he's going to dive for this one. And I thought for sure he was going to dive to try to at least knock it down, but that didn't happen.
A good night for Xander Bogaerts. He has 2 hits. He's also flied to right, 2 for 3. Has 5 hits over the last 2 nights. He has hit safely in each of his first 17 games, last 17 games with Kansas City. It's the major's longest active hitting streak against the Royals. In fact, it marks the 3rd longest hit streak by Red Sox player against Kansas City, behind only Jerry Remy and Jacoby Ellsbury. Jerry Remy hit safely in 28 consecutive games against them. Ellsbury 21. Jerry between 78 and 82.
I used to love the hit in this ballpark because it was the artificial surface, and being a ground ball line drive type hitter, I got a lot of hits that way. There's Bogart's first at bat is the line drive, and then in the 3rd inning, another line drive. This one in the center field for the base hit. So the 2 for 3 night going for him coming into this at bat.
Yeah, we were talking about that artificial turf earlier, and you know, that later on put in the grass, but in the early days here, that very quick artificial surface. And if you could run,
yeah,
like you could, and if you could drop down bunts,
yep,
as you could, I mean, you were really tailor made to be a Kansas City Royal.
Yeah, except they had Frank White.
Yeah, he was pretty good. 0-2 on Xander.
But it was a great park, you know, for a hitter like me to hit it. You know, Willie Wilson, the leadoff hitter they had. I mean, it was tailor-made for him. And triples all over the place, doubles all over the place.
I used to hate as a kid seeing the Red Sox come to Kansas City.
Oh, it was never pleasant.
Oh,
no.
They were so tough. That athletic style. They'd run all over you. And did he check his swing? He attempted to, and he did, said Cederstrom. You could vote today and tomorrow. Vote Red Sox for your 2017 All-Stars with the eSurance MLB All-Star Game ballot. Game presented by MasterCard on July 11th and live on Fox. Xander Bogaerts a candidate, certainly. Right now looking like a lead pipe cinch that Chris Sale and Craig Kimbrell will be selected to pitch. And now comes Butera out to talk with Hamill. With Benintendi on at first base, 2 down, and a 2-2 tie here in the top half of the 7th in Kansas City. Moreland on deck. And cut on and miss for strike 3. That retires the side. Red Sox strand 1. Middle of the 7th, 2-2 our score. Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Toyota's website for deals. BuyAToyota.com. Sullivan Tire and Complete Auto Service. KM Premium Franks. It's summer. Let's grill. And by Digital Federal Credit Union. See what DCU can save you. That's the Plaza Fountain downtown here in Kansas City. Beautiful night. Very, very comfortable. Red Sox inside the bullpen with Blaine Boyer. He came on in relief for Fernando Abad. Velasquez went the first 5 and a third. Did very nice work given the circumstances. 2 runs, 6 hits. And Alex Gordon leading things off here in the 7th inning by taking strike 1. He's flied out and grounded out tonight. Red Sox will now move Sandoval over to the right side of second base in the shift. Check swing, but he missed inside. Butera, who's the 9-hitter, is on deck, and then Whit Merrifield scheduled to bat, the leadoff man. 1-2. Red Sox have won 5 of their last 7, 10 of their last 15. There's a floater foul.
And tomorrow at 7:30, don't miss Red Sox Game Day Live, presented by DCU. TC and Steve will get you up to speed on everything you need to know about Friday's David Ortiz number retirement ceremony. DCU, Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you?
Boyer trying to put away the leadoff man in the 7th and almost got him there in a foul tip. What's the thing you're most looking forward to on David Ortiz night?
The reception from the crowd. I think that it's going to be overwhelming. We saw at the end of last season. I think now it's you know, this has all been building into his retirement, and I think it's going to be. It's just going to bring the house down.
Can't wait to see that, the 1-2, and to hear what David might say. His expressions to the crowd. All coming up on Friday. Could be one of the great nights in Fenway history. Certainly in terms of ceremonies. Full count on Gordon. Red Sox pitching staff has been very stingy, only walking one man. That was Hosmer in the 6th inning. But a full count on Gordon. High fly ball to right field and playable for Mookie Betts over near the line. And Boyer gets his first man. He gets Alex Gordon to fly out, 1 away. Stay on top of the latest Red Sox news with NESN's free text alerts. From breaking news to in-game alerts, NESN will make sure you're in the know. To sign up, text Red Sox to 536-536. Message and data rates may apply. One away, now the catcher Drew Butera. He's flied out and popped up. 0-2. Merrifield on deck. Got a solid crowd here tonight in Kansas City, Kauffman Stadium. 27,992. Royals have been very popular these last 3 years. Big time television ratings, great crowds, tremendous enthusiasm here for them.
Now they've been a fun club to watch. They really have. You know, they've got some tremendous talent on this team. They were longing here for a winning team, and this group gave it to them.
Out of play, and it's an important point to make because it is this core group of guys, these 5 or 6 guys, you know, Hosmer, Moustakas, Kane, all these guys. Now the question is, do they break them up? How good are they right now? They've gotten better now the last few weeks. They got off to a terrible start, lost 9 in a row in April, and that spurred all of those discussions about possible trades and breaking up this team. Now they're thinking maybe we'll keep it together for the rest of the season.
Yeah, well, there's still plenty of season left, and a lot of things can happen in the course of 3 weeks. You know, by the time you reach that trading deadline, I mean, a lot of different things can happen in baseball.
Get the Sox in now. They have Toronto following. That really could help make up their minds. 2-2 on Butera. They're going to be a very interesting team to watch because they have a lot of very good players. They might, in coming weeks, be willing to part with to rebuild again. One man out, bases empty. I was with the Marlins years ago. They were an expansion team, and no one expects an expansion team to stay together very long. But I remember Dave Dombrowski, who was the general manager of that club, saying The most dangerous thing a manager can do is fall in love with his players for too long. And in this case, big question is, have they done that already? 3-2 socked into left center field. On the move, Jackie Bradley, a dive. He can't get it. It's past him. It's going to roll all the way to the wall. Butera rounding second. He's going to make it into third base, sliding in with a triple.
Well, Jackie Bradley had to be absolutely certain he could make that play, or he would not have tried it, because, you know, the end result is not good. The ball going all the way to the wall. Now see where Bradley's playing and where the ball's hit. I thought he was going to back off it and try to play it on a bounce. Instead, he tries to make the outstanding catch. It gets underneath the glove, and you got the man at third base with only one out. It's hard to criticize Bradley because he's made so many plays like that, you know, that you say he feels he can make every single play that's hitting his way. But that ball, the way it was hit and the contact and the ground he had to cover, my personal feeling is I thought he could have backed off a step.
Would have been a sensational catch.
Yeah. Oh, would have been one of the top catches of the year.
Torres is going to run for the slow-footed Butera. And a go-ahead run now 90 feet away with one down for Kansas City.
Yeah, you got to look for anything possible now. The infield's pulled in, contact play. You can look for a squeeze play. It's late in the ball game, one out in the inning. Everything's on the table.
With Merrifield the batter, he has an infield hit tonight. He's 1 for 3, tied up 2-2. And a high fly toward right, down the line. Betts into foul territory. Mookie lunging after it, can't get it. And he was behind the tarp down there up against the fence.
Yeah, and that might be a good thing, because if he catches that ball, that man from third's definitely got to score.
You and I both seen it. Outfielders on plays like that, say in the 9th inning, letting the ball fall in.
Let it fall in, yeah.
In foul territory.
And he's got all kind of stuff to deal with there. The wall, the top.
So 1 strike on Merrifield with Torres at third. Infield in for the Red Sox. Sandoval, Bogarts, Rutledge, and Moreland. And the 0-1. 2 strikes on Merrifield. Merrifield had a 19-game hitting streak earlier this season between May and June. Longest in the major leagues this season. Makes good contact. But he's down 2 strikes.
They were going for a strikeout right there. They wanted a high fastball, see if he'd chase it and make no contact, but he did make contact and fouled it off. You make contact on that high fastball, you keep it in fair territory, it's a run.
Kansas City's bullpen is not what it once was, especially the back end of that bullpen. Boyer looking to hold the 0-2. Slicer toward right, but fouled out of play again. Looks like he is determined to go to right field. Mike Minor, the left-hander, loosening in their pen. Bonifacio on deck. Last half of the 7th. Butera with the triple past the diving Jackie Bradley. Torres in to run for him. Representing the go-ahead run for Kansas City in the 0-2. Red Sox have grabbed a piece of first place, tied with the Yankees coming into play tonight. Yankees have the night off. One, two. Jammed him.
That's a good foul ball by Merrifield right there, because that was a very good pitch by Boyer. The turnover fastball running back in hard on his hands, and somehow he's able to make contact. He gets a chance to see another pitch with the 1-2 count.
Merrifield did strike out first inning. Boyer's trying to get him for the second time. Chopper, and through for a base hit. Torres is in to score, and Kansas City is out in front 3-2. Merrifield with the RBI single.
Well, you got to give Merrifield some credit. You know, he fouled off a very, very difficult pitch before that, and then finds a hole between third and short. So don't be surprised at all if there's the ground ball base hit. If they don't keep the pressure on the Red Sox, Merrifield can run. He's got 7 steals on the season, caught 1 time. I wouldn't be at all surprised to see him take off and try to keep pressure on this Boston defense.
That's kind of the Kansas City way. Certainly has been under Ned Yost. Bonifacio's gone 1 for 3 with a single. 3-2 Royals. Bonifacio and his brother Emilio are the 3rd set of brothers to play for Kansas City, along with George and Ken Brett and Tony Jr. and Francisco Pena. Runner goes, bounding ball in the infield. Runner will advance, and indeed they did send him. Bonifacio out at first, but down to second is Merrifield.
Yeah, it's totally what I expected. You know, have that guy off at first base, keep the pressure on the Red Sox. They've got the lead, trying to get a man in a scoring position, trying to get a 2-run lead here late in the ball game. That Tampa going right to Rutledge. He gets you out at first, but the big thing is to get the man in scoring position at second base.
And for a hitter who is really cooking in Lorenzo Cain, 1 for 3 tonight with a single. With a 7-game hit streak after his base hit in the first, and he has a man in scoring position. And now Boyer would like a discussion with Vasquez. For the Sox in the 8th inning, it'll be Moreland, Ramirez, and Bradley due up. It's 4, 5, and 6. Bobby Scott thrown to the bullpen for the Red Sox. 2 down. And a line drive into right field. Base hit. That'll chase in another run. Cain takes the turn. He'll be content with an RBI single. So being aggressive pays off here for Kansas City as they lead it 4-2.
That's the style of baseball they play, you know, and that's the second time that Cain has gone in that direction tonight. And of course, with the man at first base, that'd have been a 1st and 3rd situation. With the man at second base, it scores another run, so the Red Sox trail it by 2. Out comes Farrell.
And he'll bring on the left-hander Scott to face Hosmer. Moustakas after him. And Cain as hot as they come right now as he dunks in the single to make it 4-2 Royals, and we'll have more from Kansas City in just a moment. calendar to your favorite desktop, web, or mobile device. You'll get automatic updates, game reminders, and much more. Visit NESN.com/schedule and import the schedule today. Now, moments ago, Lorenzo Cain with an RBI single to open up a 4-2 lead now for the Royals. Robbie Scott making an appearance with a 1.59 ERA. 24 of his 28 appearances have been scoreless. Red Sox need another one right now. Hosmer will be the batter with Cain at first base and 2 down in the last of the 7th.
And Cain also a threat to run. 14 steals, has not been caught.
Hosmer's blasted a 2-run homer along with a strikeout and a walk tonight. Stockus would be next. And back in again, Cain. Austin Maddox, a right-hander, recently called up from the minor leagues, now tossing in the Sox pen. Made his major league debut on Saturday with a perfect inning at Houston. Slicer foul as it came inside on Hosmer. Chris Sale pitching tomorrow night in the middle game of this 3-game series, which ends on Wednesday afternoon at 2:15. Chris making his first starts. It's another exceptional effort. Although in a losing cause in Philadelphia, you talk about a tough luck loss. He deserves such a better fate. Sox trying to win tonight without Dustin Pedroia. Suffered a nasty injury last night when he was hit in the back by a pitch. Got him in the rib cage. Red Sox thought that maybe he had fractured a couple of ribs. It was not the case, luckily. Dustin Pedroia was spitting up blood. John Farrell saying that they'll have to see how he feels on Wednesday. It's a kind of injury likely to keep him out for the entire series.
I wouldn't be at all surprised. And further testing probably on Thursday.
Which is an off day for the Red Sox. Just fortunate that it was not a serious injury. That Pedroia was so upset there and the umpire warned both benches was that was 2 consecutive Red Sox who had been hit. Mookie Betts had gotten drilled right in front of Pedroia. 1-2 to count on Hosmer. Red Sox would win that game and take 2 out of 3 against Houston. A very nice series win. Gonna have to come back to win the opener here in Kansas City. Still time to do it. Trailing 4-2 in the bottom of the 7th. And Scott's 1-2 trying to put away Hosmer. Red Sox are in the midst of a streak of 16 consecutive days with a game, as well as a stretch of 33 in 34 days leading up to the All-Star break. Their lone day off in that time will be this Thursday. Cain edging off first base and the 2-2. That one gets through Vasquez. It goes to the backstop. That'll advance Cain to second base.
And he's trying to drop down in the slide to throw him that nasty slider that, you know, a lot of lefties chase, but he hasn't been close with it. And that time it gets by Vasquez. Should be a wild pitch, and that would advance another man into scoring position. Hosmer's seen he's seen everything. He's seen the fastball. He's seen the slider.
Kane at second with 2 down and a full count on Hosmer. Stockis next. Another lefty. 3-2. Fouled away. Fouled it off his body, and he'll do it again on 3-2.
Back in the third inning, Hosmer with the big blow early in the ball game. That long home run over the bleachers out there in center field. That coming off Velasquez.
Scott with another payoff pitch now to Hosmer. Trying to protect their bounding ball foul. For the Red Sox tonight, Joe Kelly and Matt Barnes are both unavailable. Bullpen has been used heavily in recent days. Sox bullpen number 2 in the majors in ERA, 2.76. But has allowed 2 runs in this inning, and that's going to be outside, so he walks him. That'll put runners at first and second for Kansas City. Fantasy baseball fans, make sure you visit NESN.com/fantasy for the latest news, lineup advice, and more on your Yahoo Fantasy League.
That's an interesting bat, I'll tell you, by Hosmer, because he was basically overmatched in that at bat by the sidearm delivery, the fastball, the breaking ball, and he eventually ends up drawing the walk.
He's been on base 3 times tonight, 2 walks and a homer. And now Moustakas 1 for 3 with a cagey bunt single in the 6th inning. Checked his swing there. Sandoval will scoop and fire and got him at first base. And that will retire the side. However, the Royals get 2 runs to untie it at the end of 7. Kansas City's in front 4-2. to helping people lead tobacco-free lives and move us one step closer to a tobacco-free generation. Learn more at cvshealth.com/be-the-first. Several changes now, as not Salvador Perez. That is Merrifield, who is now in right field. Torres taken over at second base. Salvador Perez is behind the plate. And Mike Minor is the new pitcher, left-hander, who last worked on Friday night in Anaheim, tossing a 1-2-3 seventh inning. He gets Moreland here. Mitch is 0 for 2, and he's been hit by a pitch. And a very solid season for the left-hander to date. Red Sox trail 4-2 here in the 8th inning. Hanley Ramirez on deck, then Jackie Bradley for the Sox. And the lefty with a 2-0. Fly ball into left field. Gordon with the catch, 1 man away in the Red Sox 8th. Stay right here after the 3rd out of this inning for a special behind-the-scenes look at what happens in between innings. I may go for a coffee. We'll see. But I don't know if you'll catch that on camera. Everything, the camera's out this way.
You can have this the camera that's in the booth follow you for your coffee. Yeah.
It'd be really exciting stuff.
If I was you, I'd hold off. I mean, it's almost 10 o'clock at night.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, it's probably a little too late. Maybe I'll go halvesies. Here's Hanley. He's 1 for 3. It's a dangerous decision, though. Coffee at this hour.
Yeah. But you need it after last night, after getting in at 4:30 in the morning, whatever time you got in last night.
Yep, it was about 4 a.m.
Coffee, yeah.
In bed around 4:30.
But my headsets, they got a good look, don't they? And that's better.
Good fit. Yeah.
Yeah.
You carry those everywhere.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
It's a special set of headphones. A big swing and a miss. Hanley was thinking hitting it into that bullpen. 0-2. You actually have a courier who carries those from site to site for you. It's wonderful service. There's Maddox again up at the bullpen for the 2nd time. One down, bases empty, 4-2 Royals. Red Sox have never led here tonight. They tied it on a 2-run bomb by Jackie Bradley in the 4th inning, but those are the only runs the Sox have so far. Floated toward right field and in for a base hit. So it's the 2nd kind of hit like that for Hanley Ramirez tonight, but he's 2 for 4.
Yeah, 2 for 4 and going to the opposite field. 2nd time he's done that tonight. The Red Sox will take base runners any way they can. He was having a running conversation with catcher Perez, and then he looked back at Perez after he got that base hit, and they were kind of smiling at each other.
So 2nd hit for Hanley. Jackie Bradley with 2 hits tonight himself. 2-run homer, a no-doubter, and a single. Back to his home run in the 4th inning.
Got a hanging breaking ball, as you can see right there, and there was no question about that one.
A ball, a strike on JBJ. Home run was his 9th of the year. And traveled 423 to right. Sox could use another one right here. Up the middle, base hit. He has a 3-hit game. And Ramirez to 2nd. So the Red Sox with back-to-back hits with 1 away.
Good job by Jackie Bradley breaking ball away. Always tough against a left-handed hitter versus a left-handed pitcher, but he's able to make the contact right there and take it right under the glove of Minor. Red Sox putting on a little push here in the top of the 8th.
For Jackie Bradley, his first 3-hit game of the season. 3 for 4 brings up Rutledge, who has been hit by a pitch, grounded out, and struck out. Red Sox have 9 hits, so do the Royals. And each team has stranded 7 base runners. 1-1 on Rutledge as he went with a changeup.
Yeah, expecting a fastball on the 1-0 count. Did not get it. Got the changeup and had it fooled. Changeup to the bottom of the strike zone.
Two on. And the strike. 1-2. Embry alongside Maddox in the bullpen. Sox have already used Abad, Boyer, and Scott tonight. One-two to Rutledge. He strikes out. 0 for 3 tonight. And every time there have been men on base, with the exception of his first at bat when he was hit by a pitch.
And if I'm not mistaken, that was 3 straight changeups that he threw to Rutledge to pick up the strikeout. It's like Chris Young coming out on deck for Boston right now, looking for one thing, and that's the long ball.
And is going to hit for Sandoval in that 8th spot. Pablo is 1 for 3 with a single tonight. And Island, the pitching coach, headed out to the mound here with the scouting report. With Hanley Ramirez at second base and Jackie Bradley at first, and the Red Sox down 4-2 in the top half of the 8th. Game 1 in Kansas City.
Now, how do they defend this when they go to the bottom of the 8th inning? Would they consider putting Young in the outfield with Bradley and Benintendi and bringing Betts into third base? Would that be a consideration?
Might have to be.
It may be.
Red Sox are short now with Pedroia out. Which Pedroia is not on the DL.
There's only one thing in their mind right now, but they hope Young can run into one of these against the lefties and give them 3 quick ones.
So Young, the pinch hitter, and he'll take ball 1. Young on the road trip, 2 for 8. He has hit a home run. That came in Houston. And now he's going to get time. Young has homered 3 times this season, all of them on the road. And they've all been solos. Now he has 2 men on. And a count of 2-0.
Now, the other option I was thinking about is possibly putting Betts at second base and moving Rutledge to third base. Mookie played second base in the minor leagues.
Vasquez on deck. Runners lead at first and second. He checked his swing, and that's going to be ball 3. So the Red Sox on the verge of loading the bases here, trailing by 2, but with 2 down in the 8th. And Minor's 3-0 pitch. He walked him. So the bases are loaded for the Red Sox and Christian Vasquez. And now the tying runs are in scoring position for the Red Sox. And Vasquez is overdue. He is 0 for 3 tonight. He has yet to hit the ball hard. He has twice grounded back to the pitcher and struck out. But no place to put him. Ramirez at third, Bradley at second, and Young at first. And he fouls it back for strike one. Very aggressive first cut. Betts coming to the on-deck area. We're dying to see what the Red Sox do defensively when they go back out there for the last half of the 8th inning. But right now, here in the top of the 8th, they have an opportunity to tie or take the lead. Sox with a man at every base and 2 away. Four runs, 9 hits for the Royals, 2 runs on 9 hits for the Red Sox. Would love another right here from Vasquez. In there for a strike.
Pitch up in the outside part of the plate, but it is a strike. Just because the catcher was setting up inside, had to reach across, that doesn't mean it's not going to be a strike if it's in the zone.
One and 2 with 2 down. Bases loaded. Minor says yes to Perez and a 1-2. And Ramirez singled to get on. Jackie Bradley did too, and Chris Young took ball 4 moments ago as a pinch hitter hitting for Sandoval, and they're all filled up. Two and 2. Trickled toward third base, a fair ball, charging in for it. Cuthbert throws close and got him at first base to get out of the jam. And the Red Sox fail to score. John Farrell right now is on the top step looking back, and there'll be no challenge on that. That is out number 3. So the Red Sox cannot score. Don't go anywhere as we stay in the park.
Sync Sox games with your desktop or mobile calendar. The official downloadable schedule from the home of the Boston Red Sox is now available at NESN.com/schedule. Get up to the minute game previews, links to Red Sox stories, and the latest ticket information. The calendar is compatible with all of your devices.
And the Red Sox win it.
So you can get reminders next to your meetings and never miss a game. The 2017 Red Sox downloadable schedule. Go to NESN.com/schedule to add the full season to your calendar today.
Announcing the New England Edition F-150, a special edition of the #1 selling trucks in New England. With brawn, brains, and beauty. Just like the region that inspired it. Now get an introductory lease of just $239 a month for the New England Edition F-150. First responders, military, veterans, and retirees can get an extra $750.
Coach called. They want you in for the save.
Okay.
Dagnabbit, Coach. I'm prepping these youngsters for the big game. Don't interrupt me. If you want to save, you contact Geico. They make it easy to save. They've been doing it for over 75 years. Man, he chaps my eye. Hey, get back in line, whippersnapper.
Geico. Saving baseball fans money on car insurance for over 75 years.
You're gonna make me bust a stitch!
In Kansas City tonight, and this is pretty unusual, Vasquez will come out from behind the plate and he will take over at third base, and Sandy Leon is the new catcher. So that's the answer to that question, as Austin Maddox will toe the slab, the right-hander who made his major league debut on Saturday in Houston. So Christian Vasquez, catcher, third baseman.
Yeah, that's not the move I expected. That's for sure.
All right. Mookie Betts safely there in right field and stays put. Cuthbert the batter and fouls one back. So the Red Sox got the bases loaded, could not deliver a hit as Vasquez chopped out. So still 4-2 Royals here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Cuthbert has gone 1 for 3 with a single. Escobar and Gordon after him in the last of the 8th inning in Kansas City. Tomorrow night, game 2, Chris Sale on the mound at 8-3 at 2.82 ERA. Against the left-hander Matt Strahm, and then on Wednesday afternoon, Drew Pomeranz takes on a right-hander Ian Kennedy, who is 1-6 with an ERA over 5. Punch to right, down the line, into the corner, and a foul ball.
This appearance at third base by Vasquez, obviously the first of his professional career.
Red Sox, when trailing after 8 innings this season, have yet to win a game. They're 0-29. One-two to Cuthbert. Bounced up there. Crowd tonight just under 28,000. Won't be quite as comfortable the next couple of days here. Temperatures are going to soar into the middle 90s. Fouled out of play by Cuthbert. A game summary brought to you by Xfinity. Velazquez came out after 5 1/3, 2 earned runs. He'll have no decision. Jackie Bradley's had a fine night, 3 for 4 with a long 2-run homer. Kansas City scoring a pair of runs against the Sox bullpen in the bottom of the 7th inning to take the lead. Right field, Mookie Betts in. 1 man out. On the way in the bottom of the 8th inning, Escobar is next. Escobar tonight, shortstop, 0 for 3. Hit the ball on the ground twice. Nobody aboard and 1 down, and a soft line drive that'll find a home in left center field. Escobar with a single with 1 away.
Now looked like a changeup that time, and we've been throwing 95-mile-an-hour fastballs. That time he took something off, and Escobar able to serve it in left field for the base hit. Like the changeup that time that stayed up in the zone and gave Escobar the chance to pick up the hit. Now let's see if they do something else with the man at first base in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Alex Gordon hitless, 0 for 3. Runner goes. A strike and no throw by Leon, and a stolen base by Escobar without generating a throw.
I like the way they're playing this game. You know, since they've taken the lead, they've continued to be aggressive. First pitch going. No, not even a throw, not even an attempt, because the jump was so good at first base. Leaning, you can see him leaning, takes a peek in to see exactly where that pitch is and how much time he's got. And he's got more than enough time. Not even to draw a throw.
So second stolen base of the season for Escobar. You see the first time third baseman Vasquez often peeking into that dugout looking for help for positioning. 0-2 on Gordon. So a highly unusual situation where the Red Sox put Christian Vasquez at third for the first time in his major league career. And the 0-2 sails high. And tomorrow Chris Sale takes the mound in the second game of the series. The Major League Strikeout King, notching 10 Ks in his last start. Our coverage begins tomorrow night at 7 on NESN. Swing and a miss, and he strikes out.
Yeah, that was just old-fashioned, overpowering fastball stuff right there from Maddox. He just challenged Gordon with the fastballs that time, and he couldn't catch up to the high one. Last pitch up in the zone, about 95 miles an hour, and no chance.
So now Torres will bat for the first time, although he's already scored a run after coming on as a pinch runner. And then he remained in the ball game to play second base. Austin Maddox just off his major league debut on Saturday in Houston, and he delivers high. He's a hard thrower. Torres with a man at second, 2 away. 4-2 Kansas City in the 8th. Red Sox have the top of the order due up in the 9th. That one at Rutledge on a friendly bounce. He'll throw him out and retire the side. Going to the 9th inning. Red Sox need 2 to tie here in KC. 4-2 Royals. One banking reimagined.
Jackie Bradley Jr. hitting his 9th of the season on a hanging breaking ball. Took it a long way out of right field.
2-run homer, the only runs the Red Sox have. Those came in the 4th inning, and now we are in the 9th, and the Red Sox are down 4-2. Mookie Betts leading things off, where he is 0 for 4, facing Kelvin Herrera, their closer. Picked up his 15th save yesterday. And a strike on Mookie. Benintendi on deck, and then Bogaerts.
Pretty nasty right there. 96 right at the bottom of the strike zone as you look at his numbers. Appearance number 30 on the season.
His 15 saves, tied for 6th in the American League. Fly ball into center. Kane a bit to his right to put that away. Very quiet night for Mookie Betts. 0 for 5. And 1 gone in the Red Sox 9th. Benintendi is 1 for 4, had a base hit in the 7th inning. Red Sox do have 9 hits, 10 for the Royals. And Bogaerts on deck. Fly to center field, well struck. Kane backing up, turned around, still all the way to the wall. He can't get it. It's off the fence. Benintendi churning around second. He's heading into third. He's there standing with a triple. Took Kane all the way up against the padded fence in center. He could not make the play.
Yeah, he looked awfully uncomfortable going after that right from contact, and it just looked like he was not going to catch up to it. Watch Kane on contact, how he turns to his right, then has to spin around the other direction, and by that time he's really lost control of where the baseball is. Benintendi turns it on and turns it into a 3-base hit.
So it sends up Xander Bogaerts, who already has a multi-hit game with a pair of singles. He is 2 for 4. It's even again at 10. A triple for Benintendi. Line shot and caught by Escobar for the 2nd out here in the 9th. Xander with another good swing. You can see Escobar indicating that was really swerving on him.
Yeah, it was a knuckleball coming out toward him. Didn't know which way to put the glove. The contact here by Bogaerts, that ball dancing all over the place, but the play made by Escobar. That was another rocket by Bogaerts.
So that'll send up Mitch Moreland, who tonight has gone 0 for 3 and he's been hit by a pitch. Hanley Ramirez to the on deck area. Red Sox would love to see Hanley up here. But a chance to do damage in the 9th inning, but there are 2 down. Mitch has flied to left twice. He's also grounded out to first. 1 for 3 lifetime against Herrera. Fly ball into left field. Gordon backing up all the way to the track. He reaches up. He makes the catch. Red Sox hit some shots in the inning, but fall tonight by a final score of 4-2. So TC game 1 of this 3-game series goes to Kansas City.